everyone, this is Paige Evans, and today I want to share this layout made for Fussy Cutting Week on the Pink Paislee blog. So this is one of those layouts that took a completely different turn and looks nothing like what I had imagined in my mind's eye, and that is okay. I'm using the Moonstruck collection from Pink Paislee, one of their newest collections, and picked the papers that have images that I wanted to cut out. So feathers, butterflies, circles, hearts, the works. So fussy cutting basically just means cutting out images with scissors by hand, essentially creating your own die cuts. So I'm going to spend some time fussy cutting images from these papers, starting with a butterfly and then a heart, and then I mostly cut out large florals and was going to make my entire layout with these beautiful flowers because, right, aren't they so pretty? So here's all the images that I cut out, and I started playing around with them. This was my original idea, just tucking these flowers, making them into layers. But I don't know, I wasn't feeling it, just didn't really, I don't know, just wasn't working. So I moved all these aside, and perhaps I'll use them on a later layout, right? So I'm not throwing them away, just saving them for the future. Thought maybe if I took those doilies away, it could work, but nah. Okay, so push them to the side. Time to move on to idea number 2. Going back to this hearts paper, goodness knows I love hearts. So I spent some time cutting out all of these hearts by hand. Here they are. And now I'm going to create a mixed media background, sort of. Using some white acrylic paint, I'm just going to freehand some white hearts all across this light gray cardstock textured background. I'm definitely not worrying about making the hearts perfect. I just wanted to paint hearts that are a little bit bigger than the hearts that I cut out from the pattern paper, and almost filling the page, getting close to the edges, but leaving some white space or gray space around the edges. I didn't end up using all of the hearts, but most of them. At this point I'm counting the hearts just to see how many I have, counting how many hearts I painted, and moving on, still painting the hearts. So don't try to make this perfect. It's all about, that handmade look. I'm going to come in with some watercolors, and I'm trying this technique that I've seen Missy Whidden do several times. So excited to have Missy on my design team for 2017. So she sprays spray on plastic and then places it on her page, but I thought I would try doing with watercolors, and it's just not looking how I want it to. But I'm just having fun playing. It all works out in the end. So I'm trying to mix colors that match the colors from the pattern paper. Gave up on the watercolors, so now I'm trying to use spray mists, mixing some different colors. These are Studio Calico Mr. Huey's. Spray it on the plastic, press it down, and I like the layers that it's creating and all of the colors that it's adding to this background, how the colors are matching the colors of the hearts. But I gave up on this technique. I'm going to leave this to Missy. She's an expert at this spray mist plastic technique. So in a second I'm going to come back in with watercolors. To help it dry faster, I just blotted it with some paper towel. But yeah, I'm going to go back to the watercolors in a little bit and finish this off. Luckily it all works out in the end, but at this point it's just kind of looking like a hot mess. Okay, so giving up on the spray mists, bringing back the good old watercolors, and now I'm just freehanding it, just trying to mix colors from the pattern papers, splotching it around. It's fun to watch this sped up a little bit to see what the watercolors do. And I'm going to paint in most of the hearts. Not all of them, but most of them. I like when the colors blend together. Just let the watercolors do their thing. So once it's dried, then I tried to do color on color, so matching the hearts with a painted color on the back. I'm using pictures of Jane in this purple dress, and I've actually scrapped these before, but that's okay. One layout for her, one for me. So I had a few hearts left over, didn't end up using any of the black ones, but I like how the purple hearts bring out the purple in her dress. I did a bit of machine stitching, just some straight stitches through the center of each heart, and that helps them stay in place permanently. And then it's also a fun way to add dimension, so if you just stitch straight down the middle and then bend up the edges, get some nice shadows to create some texture. If you don't have a sewing machine, you could just use foam squares and lift those hearts off the background a little bit. I'm putting the photos on the right half or the right side of the layout. I don't want to cover up all my hard work, right? I want the hearts to shine through. Everything's going to be from the Moonstruck collection, creating a photo cluster, so some die-cut cards behind the pictures, a die-cut globe, or oh my goodness, I can't think of the word, just circle behind the photos and die cuts, and then adding a few of the butterflies that I fussy cut, and creating a title. It doesn't really make too much sense. Amazing Love. I did end up putting the word you, so it could just be Amazing You or Love You. These little phrases are fussy cut from the pattern papers, so yay for fussy cutting, trying to get as many of those things that I spent time cutting out onto the layout. Again, trying color on color. For my journaling, I thought I would write it on this die cut banner. To make sure I got the journaling in the right place, I used a pencil first and drew along those curves. I do it with a pencil first so I can make any corrections before I do in pen. So that looks okay, so then I'll go over it with a pen, and I love to use American Crafts black precision pen in .01 or .03. Going over the pencil lines and then writing my journaling. I'll just skip over that. You don't have to watch me do that whole thing. And then erasing the pencil marks. Not shown on camera, I trimmed off that right edge of the banner and I tucked it under the opposite side, so it looks like the banner is super long. Coming in with a plain old doily, just cutting off some of the fancier edges and tucking one under the left side and balancing it with putting it on the right side. Adding a couple more puffy stickers, and then I like how everything is looking, so I will go in and add the adhesive so everything stays in place. Have to make sure that I like where it is first before adding the adhesive. Thought about adding a couple more fussy cut things, but in the end I didn't. Again, I'll save those for a future project. And here is the finished layout. Fussy cut hearts and phrases and butterflies. I hope you've learned some fun techniques today and that you will give them a try. Thank you so much for watching. See you again soon.